Hey guys, this is Cruise Roy with the Flywing FW450. This is the V3 model. What I want to talk about again is the GPS. It's under the hood, which is a good idea now. You can actually take the tail off and do your calibrations, and I guess from what I understand, soon to come you won't have to do that anymore anyways. But be careful taking this hood off and on the canopy because this loosens up. There's two holes here, and I'm thinking of making a 3D print of a bracket to hold this tight. I mean, it shouldn't hurt anything. The lights are here that you can see, the battery backup's right there, and the puck's actually on the top. Alright, this is the one that the ESC burnt out, and now it has a V25 ESC on here. It doesn't have 5 or 6 cell capability. It seems to work. You have to rewire it so the motor spins in the right direction and turns spinning the main blades in the right direction so you can fly. What I want to talk about, this is the one that's got, I still have a little bit of shake. I don't have time tonight, but I was going to tear apart the head and take out the main shaft and the feathering shaft, and I know the main shaft was okay, but it might not be, but I'm going to replace both anyways, because it has, in the videos you can't see it because it's not 60 frames a second, but the skids are just kind of dancing like this. That just seems a little bit too much shake for any size helicopter. But anyways, tonight I want to talk about, again, I just wanted to take this off and look at the feathering shaft, and again I repaired the connector and I'm gonna blow it up, and I got people saying that this shouldn't be happening, that it's not happening to them, but the original FW450 and the 2.0, the puck had a JST XH, but now they're both a JST GH. This is a JST GH, and on the H1 it's a JST GH as well. Now this is so short that you're constantly bending it and twisting it and twisting this way. You know, it kind of looks like that to fit between the canopy and the controller. So what I did is I took the canopy off again just to look at the fly, the fly bar and everything, and I'm just pulling a little bit, and I did push the button, but see if I can have you guys see this. I'm just pull on these. They should not do that. Alright, they should not do that. It's popping out because this connector has been popped in and out too many times, and it just pops out. And I tried to fix it by pushing on the little pin there. You can put a little pressure on it, because all it is a thin finger that holds the barb that's in these wires. Alright, so this connector, of course, is kind of like everything else lately. We're not Alley. We don't get all our parts for free and have 200 Flywing helicopters. Sorry, but it's true. I mean, I see it, and everybody's got a couple or two, but we can't even get parts right now for these. I don't know why, and if you can, it's hard. So this wire is out of stock because guess why? I think it just keeps falling apart. I also want to go over something. I'm going to try to show a video, but I just had a friend flying his, and the minute it crashed, a light crash hit the grass, this ESC just lit on fire. And the minute it crashed, a light crash hit the grass, this ESC just lit on fire. The original V3 one. So it is true out there. People are posting videos and the videos disappear, but it is true. I think the connection where the XT is integrated into the ESC, it cracks on the board when it crashes because you have this wire tugging, just like this one. The wire's got a lot of pressure, and maybe the quality of solder is not good here. But yes, it's not all of them. There's plenty of people out there that have the V3 and they're running just fine, but did they crash? I notice on all the ones that have hit the ground, they burn up. And I try to find the videos, but I just found my friend's. He sent me a video of his flying, and I'll try to put a little clip in this. So just on a light crash, I think it just cracks the soldering, and now supposedly they're going back to the pigtail, which this is a V220. This is not the V3. So this one always had the pigtail this way and the plug-in main motor. And then the tail motor comes out of the back with the servos, and also the wiring for the tail. So it did fly the other day. It was just shaking. Is it underpowered? I'm not sure. I haven't put it through the paces yet. But anyways, let's get back to the GPS wire. Like I said, even the controller, if I can get it where there's no glare, that is a JST GH. That's what the new ones are, back and forth. So I said to myself, I can't find this anywhere. And kind of looked everywhere, and you can also use any, and I said to myself, they're all in line. They're straight in line. There's 6 pins. They're all in line. There's no weird configuration. It's just you have to remember tab to tab is facing in one direction. So I'll back up a little bit. So what I figured was, I was on Amazon the other day and found this package of a kit like I have for the JST XHs, because I use them for balance leads. So these are GH. If you can see the label, they're JST GH with a 1.25 pitch. That's exactly what Flywing's using. Alright, it already comes with wires. I could make them all black if I want, but I'm not going to. I think I'm going to make a color coded just like the old 2 was, or even the original Flywing. So all I need is 2 6-pin, which are right here. I'm not going to use, they give you a little heat shrink tubing. I'm not going to use that because even Flywing don't use it. Possibly they probably should. But I'm going to make my own cord. It's going to be a little bit longer, and see the wire, it's so much softer because it's braided. It's very soft, so we can tie it or whatever because it's too long, and it'll be fine. This one here, the wires are so stiff. It's a stiffer wire, and it's not a different gauge. It's just the vinyl on it. It's stiffer. So when this thing, like I said, you got to plug it into the puck, twist it, and it's sideways on the H1. So, and it's just enough, at least with a little bit more slack. If you made a boo-boo and you pulled, it wouldn't be so tight that you don't see it. So it's just my opinion. So maybe I'll go with a yellow, a green, a blue. If there's 6 different colors, that's the way I'm going to go. Let's see what we got. I got a black, a white, and a red. How's that? The colors don't mean anything. These already come pre-crimped, which is nice. They all come pre-crimped. Let me make some room here. So, like I said, the tabs are both on the same side. If I lay this flat, the wires are straight in sequence and both tabs facing up, or you can face it up to pin-wise. Alright? What it is these wires are supposed to have a little tiny barb on them. And I don't know if they're just cheaper and kind of like designed to fail, or like I said, this helicopter had crashed before and I purchased it. So this could have wrecked a canopy and a guy bought a new canopy. I don't know the total history on this. So we're going to go with this piece is junk right now. I can't find a new one. I'm going to make my own. Alright, so like I said, right now I'm going to face the holes up, the holes that you can see the barb. And if you look at these wires, they all have, I don't know how close I can focus in, but they all have a little barb on them. And that barb is supposed to face up towards the top of the plug. Now mind me, I got old eyes, so... And see, when I pushed that in, it actually clicked. Do that again, I didn't go all the way. But that seems to be the problem with these. The barbs don't seem to be big enough or whatever. But you got to make sure the barb is directly up. And I think I didn't have it in the right position. I might have to put bigger glasses on. Hold on, I'm not getting the barb in the right place. I got to put on my lops. Alright. Check which way the barb is. Barb faces up. Okay, that's good. Now, I'll take a yellow. Look for the barb. But you can hear them click if you were in my position. Okay, yellow. Maybe black. I'm going to look for the barb. Probably need a little toothpick here to push some. Okay. Very tiny when you have big hands. Alright, so we got a black. I'll go with a green. I gotta look for that little barb and face it up. Like I said, the version 1 and the version 2 and the H1 itself actually has colored wires. They changed it to just black. Before I go that one, I'm going to go white. Got to keep that barb straight up, otherwise it don't fit in the connector. Alright. Okay, then we have a blue barb facing up. Tough when you get old and your eyes wear out. Alright, so I'm going to flatten them out, push one more time, and there we go. That's my color code. Try to figure that one out. But yeah, on the GPS, I think I'm going to make a mount. That I can hold the GPS puck down. Here's the second JST GH right here. I'm going to face it the same way. and it's the opposite side, so we start with blue. Blue would be the first one to do. You can buy these and make them any length you want, but I just bought a pre-made just to make it a little easier. And it's the shortest they come. See how hard it is to push them in? That's the way they should be coming out. They shouldn't just fall out. And then I'll have to do a GPS check outside, make sure the wires are working. Yeah, some are real tough. Let me get some kind of tool here going, just so I can punch it in. Alrighty, we got something that's a little smaller than my fat finger. See, they're tougher to push in because they're locking. They probably should use a small. I mean, I'm just doing this for me because I can't find the part, you know what I mean? You can do whatever you want to do. You can tape or hot glue the old connector and see if it holds, but I've been taking that one out and it keeps breaking in the same spot, even though the clip's there. Okay. Barb facing up. Click. Right in there. Next color is green. Next color is green. Okay, barb facing up. That's a green. Next color is a black. And if you goof this up, you can do the same thing I did to fix the other one. You push on the pins and you lift up on the little latch and it comes out. Some are harder than others. Okay, black. Next is yellow. Barb facing up. And like I said, the colors don't mean anything. If you wanted to pick 6 black wires out of there, you could. Just make sure the barbs are facing straight up. Otherwise, they don't lock in. This one's really stiff, so let's pull out that little tool again. It went in and came out because the barb's facing the wrong way. Okay, last and final color I got here is red. The barb has to be straight up. Sometimes they go in easy, sometimes they go in hard. Alright. Alright. They're all in there. Now I have this very long cable. It's twice as long. Understandable. What I'm going to do is close this, get it out of the way. What I'm thinking of doing is a twist. I'm going to do a twist because the wire is softer. It might stay that way. A little tug. These seem to be nice and tight. I could also repair this. That's what I'm going to do later. I'm going to pull these out and try to repair it. Maybe it's just the clip that's broken. But anywho, plug it in here. Hard when you got big fat fingers, so. But anyways, if you can see this, Flywing actually has 2 pinholes drilled here, and it looks like somebody could have made a bracket to strap this down. Maybe they will in the future when they find out these keep falling off from the glue. They put a foam on the back of that, which seems to, I don't know if that blocks the GPS, but I'd like to try to take the foam out. Probably put 2 little light dabs of rubber and put a clamp on there. You know what I mean? I think that would work good. So here's this connector. A hell of a lot happier with that. It doesn't even move. Then let's bring over this guy. Let me back up a little bit. All right. Turn the rotor head just a little bit at an angle. Go around the main gear. Got to get by that roto head just a little bit. If you leave the screws in the roto head, pain in the ass getting this on. Sorry for the language. Alright, so here's my pigtail. And like I said, it's a lot longer, but we can always do something with it later. I could tie it right to this mass here, but again, I'll pull on it, not falling apart. And at least this, I can pull this out of the way if I wanted to get my fingers in here. I like pushing them in just a little bit and using a gadget just to kind of hear the click. Alright. Now I know you're looking at this saying that's awfully big, but I could have did a twisty turn, I guess, and kept it out and over. Put a little wire tie on that, but at least or just tie it out here. You know what I mean? But I'll deal with that in a bit. But that's making my own GPS puck. I can put in some power here, make sure it's okay. Should have kind of checked it before I put the puck on, so you can see the bottom light. The bottom light is lit. I don't know if you can see it, but it's red. Put it in GPS mode. It won't do it inside the house, but I'm going to keep an eye on it. It's probably not going to do it inside, too much magnetic field here. So I'll disconnect it. I'm going to go outside and test it in a bit. Alright. So this is Cruise Roy with the FW450. Probably going to do something like that. Just tie it. When I need to take it apart, I can. But it takes a lot of stress off of this wire. But later on, I'm probably going to take the cover off again. I want to see if I can make a little bracket to hold that GPS puck on. Alright, this is Cruise Roy with the FW450, talking about the GH fasteners from JST. Alright, the only reason I did it because this one, what it is, the barb, if I take a peek at this barb, the barb's missing. So that's why it won't stay in. So check your wires to the GPS, whether or not you have the V1, the V2, the V2.5, the V3. You don't have to worry about with the FW200 because it don't have wires. It's built into the controller. This is Cruise Roy, and I'm out of here.